Now, the former president is endorsing a Montana Senate candidate, GOP Congressman Matt Rosendale. Well, he's locked in a primary battle with Tim Sheehy as Republicans now try to flip the seat. Congressman Rosendale is joining us this morning. Congressman, good morning.
Hey, Hannah. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. It's a pleasure to have you, sir. Why did you decide to jump into this race?
Excuse me?
Why did you decide to jump into this race?
Oh, the encouragement and support, overwhelming support from the people across the state of Montana. We've thought about it for quite some time. We were trying to figure out who is going to be the best position to help President Trump get his agenda move forward in 25 when he regains control of the White House again. And Mitch McConnell has come into the state. He's made a selection about who he wants to support. Clearly, Mitch McConnell is not going to support President Trump and his agenda. And the people in Montana want to make sure that they have someone who is representing them. They don't want Mitch McConnell to pick the next senator. The people from Montana want to pick the next senator.
We should mention former President Trump has endorsed your primary opponent, Tim Sheehy. Can you win in Montana without the former president's support?
Sure, I'd love to have the president's support. We've worked very closely and have a strong relationship. And I think that even the endorsement that he sent out reflects that. The fact of the matter is he's done an incredible job, and he's going to need Matt Rosendale in the Senate to help him get that agenda move forward. Tim Sheehy, at the same time that I was supporting the president when Alvin Bragg indicted him and the electors were done, Tim Sheehy was making contributions to Nikki Haley's presidential run and Tim Scott's presidential run. At the same time that I was voting to keep the United States from sending our resources to Ukraine to fight their border war, Tim Sheehy was calling for American troops to be sent to Ukraine. There's some stark differences. I'm fighting the new Green Deal provisions in our legislation that is enriching Democrat supporters across the country. And Tim Sheehy was one of the people that were gaining the support, enriching himself over that. I've been serving the people of Montana, honestly, for quite some time now. I've been here in the United States Congress for 3 years. I served the people of Montana for several years in the state legislature. And what they do know is that I serve the way that I campaign.
Sheehy has, though, several top Republicans backing him. They include Montana Senator Steve Daines, who chairs the NRSC. What sets you apart from your opponent?
Oh, I just spelled out the very basic principles, that separate us. And the conservative movement, people are looking for government to get out of their lives, not into their lives. So when you look at the list of endorsements that have supported me, I have the Montana Speaker of the House. I have the Montana President of the Senate. I have Mike Lee. I have Rand Paul. So that's the kind of endorsements that truly have impact across the state of Montana.
Many Senate Democrats are saying that this primary is shaping up to be a bloodbath. Do you think a contentious primary weakens your party's position going into the general election?
No, I think it really just draws some very stark lines. It gets people more engaged. It lets them see where you stand on the issues. What they do know is that you have to watch where people have voted. Watch what they do. Don't listen to what they say. And so as all this information plays out over the next 120 days and we go through the primary, once we get there, then I'll be able to contrast myself with Jon Tester as well. And that's going to be very easily done. Jon has been very, very supportive of Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell's agenda. He has voted with the Uniparty time and time again. Jon's a pleasant guy. I can sit down and have a very good conversation with Jon. He just votes bad.
So are you looking forward to that rematch with Jon? What would be different this time around?
Oh, we've got a long-standing relationship right now with the people across the state of Montana. And since Jon and mine last matchup, I've won one statewide and a second seat where I took 41 of the counties now that they've divided my state up. But we have overwhelming support, and Jon's own numbers show that the people across Montana support me now. They like Jon, but they just know he votes bad. And so they identify him, they recognize him as being a liberal, and they're ready for someone to truly represent the conservative principles and values that people have come here to Montana to enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.